And welcome back to What If. It's Tuesday in the week of What If, which means it's time for my little one shot for Tuesday and the one shot for Friday coming up. This one comes to us from Cutie Kitten. Oh god, was it Cutie Kitten 101? I know it's Cutie Kitten. That's the first part of the name. And you know who I'm talking about, Cutie Kitten. You know I got you, girl. Or guy, whatever. You know I got you, viewer. You asked the question, what if Pennywise, the dancing clown, was in Pet Sematary? So, given the nature of these two stories, there's two ways you can look at this. A, because they're both in the Stephen King universe, so technically speaking, it all takes place in the same world. By all accounts, if Pennywise wanted to leave Derry, Maine, it could, and wind up, I can't remember where this takes place, but is it also Derry, Maine? Anyway, but he could show up there. But there's some logistic problems with that. A, why would Pennywise want to leave there during its 27 days? Or it's like not 27 days. It's it's like I'm thinking the creeper. It's like for every 23 years for 23 days it gets to feed. That's the creeper. Pennywise is active for like I think a couple months, couple weeks, something like that. And then he goes to sleep for 27 years. There'd have to be the logic issue of why Pennywise wants to leave Derry, Maine. Is Pennywise even capable of leaving? I think there's a question that actually has to be asked. Is Pennywise actually capable of leaving that place? Or is Pennywise just like, kind of stuck there as well, but like the king of his own domain? Or queen. It's technically a female. But that's not really what we're asking. What we're asking is, what if he was in this? So first off, the reason I brought it up is we have to ask the question of why is Pennywise here? And relocation, I think it's the best explanation. Pennywise just wanted a new outlook on life, wanted to be a better interdimensional clown monster shapeshifter thing and eat less kids. But not too many less kids, because you gotta maintain that clownish figure. So, an easy way to really explain how Pennywise works within the Pet Sematary world is to kind of just go with the idea, because we never see the creature, the Wendigo, responsible for the curse of the Pet Sematary. Because we know it's a Wendigo's curse that's caused it. A reasonable explanation is that Pennywise is the Wendigo that caused the curse. So, with that said, would Pennywise actually have any bearing on the story? Yeah, I really don't know. Because the story itself, here's the problem. If Pennywise is the reason for the curse on like the Pet Sematary, well then he screwed himself out of some meals, because there's a bunch of kids. If a kid dies there, I don't see the daughter being killed by Pennywise. I think the adults, frankly, kept a close enough eye on her that there's no real, at least in the original. The remake, we do see her go out into the woods. So that's a scenario where Pennywise might be able to take her, but Pennywise would want to instill fear in her to begin with. So maybe he's starting to freak her out, and then she gets hit by a truck. So, I mean, it's one of those things where once she basically is buried in the Pet Cemetery, she comes back soulless. So there's nothing that's really going to scare her, which means she's not good eating. And while Pennywise will eat adults, he prefers kids. So, and there's really not many kids out there. So honestly, if Pennywise were in the Pet Cemetery story, he would only kind of be like a cause. He'd be the causality of the whole scenario, more or less, in my opinion. Maybe he'd pop up for a scare or whatnot, but I don't see him being really very relevant in the story. At best, he's the reason for the curse. He is the Wendigo. He maybe tries to scare the kids. I know it was the son that ended up getting killed in the original, at least the original movie. It was the daughter in the remake. And then there's Pet Sematary 2, which is weirder. because it's Pet Sematary, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's Pet Sematary 2, TOO. Not 2, the number 2. So, yeah, Pennywise would have some mild effects on this story, but nothing that would be, nothing that would have any major effect on the overall story. So, for my money, I would say that Pennywise being in the Pet Sematary story really wouldn't matter that much overall. Might have a little bit of an effect, but nothing serious here. Uh, Either way, that's my thoughts. What do you think? What do you think Pennywise's effect, if any, on the Pet Sematary storyline would be? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you folks for the next one.